Movie buffs, welcome back to the Movie Bay. This is D. In today's video, we're going to take a look at my 25 summer movies. This is piggybacking off of Miranda's video that she put out, her favorite, her top 25 summer movies. Here's mine. Now, full disclaimer here, a lot of these movies I didn't necessarily see in the summer, or I might have seen it. Oh, here we go. I seen a lot of these in the summer, but they didn't necessarily come out in the summer. So for me, a lot of these summer movies are older movies. Some of these are older movies I saw with friends back in the day during our summer break from school. We would go over each other's houses and watch movies. So that's where I get a lot of my summer movies from when I was a young boy, hanging out with the homies in the summertime. We would go over each other's houses and we would watch movies, you know, and we would just do it like that. So a lot of these is movies I saw when I was young, just hanging out with the crew, watching movies. And then some of these movies is movies that I watched that me and my wife went to go see when I first met her, because I met her in the summertime back in 1997. So, yeah, without further ado, let's dive in and take a look at some of my favorite summertime movies. Starting with a movie that's dear to my heart, Armageddon. I know there's a Blu-ray for this, but I'm waiting for a 4K. This is one that I'm willing to wait for. Hopefully a 4K for this one come eventually. And if it is a 4K available for this one, let me know if it's on a boutique or something. But this is the very first movie that I took my wife to see. When we started, you know, when we first started talking, we said, hey, let's go see a movie. And this had just came out. So this was the first movie that we went to go see. One of many. Armageddon. This is a fantastic movie, by the way. It's one of the best of its type. There's many movies of this type, like The Core, Deep Impact, so on and so on. And this is probably one of the best. Next up is a movie that I definitely remember seeing in the summertime, and that's Air Force One. Fantastic movie. Harrison Ford, Gary Oldman. Great movie. I enjoy this movie till this day. Now, this is a movie this is one of the movies that I saw over like one of the homies' house. I remember we would all just sit around and talk about different movies when we was younger. And we were watching movies, especially when we saw a movie. There's certain movies that we would just be the movie that we would talk about all damn summer, all year long. This isn't one of those, but this is definitely a movie I saw with my friends first. And that's Christine. This is a really good demonic car/horror movie. It really is. It's probably the best demonic car movie out there. This is one that I saw. I remember going to the theaters to see this one with coworkers. Way back in the day when I was young, I worked at a fast food restaurant. I ain't going to say which one, but I worked at a fast food restaurant, and a couple of friends, we all went to go see this one, and this was pretty good. So I'm not even sure if that was in the summertime, but again, it's a movie to bring back fond memories. Here we go. Black Phone. This is a good movie that I watched over the summer. I'm not sure if it came out in the summer, but I enjoy watching this over the summer. Sucker Punch. This is a really good movie. I enjoy this. This is a movie that I would recommend to company. Like if company come over and we all wanted to watch something, this is one of my go-tos. Because I like this movie because I like the story. I like the acting. I liked how different it was. And I like the music. This is a really good movie. You can call it a chick flick if you like. It definitely can be classified as a chick flick for sure. And this one is a stand-in for an entire franchise. The Fast and the Furious. This is a stand-in for the entire Fast franchise. I do believe they are great summer blockbusters. No doubt about that. The Fast and the Furious. So I'm just using this one as like a stand-in for all of the Fast and the Furious movies. This is another movie that me and my wife went to go see when we just started dating, basically. And that is Blade, the original Blade. And Blade this movie will fill in for all superhero movies. You know, Black Panther, all of those. This movie, because this is the one to me that got superhero movies popping again. This is definitely the one that got it popping again. Superhero movies was a thing before this, but this one really got it popping again. Blade. All right. Point Break. Fantastic movie. I enjoy it. Definitely a summery type of movie. And this is one that I remember going to go see over my boy's house for the first time, because he was one of the few kids in the neighborhood that had HBO back in the day. For those of you of a certain age, HBO had its own little dedicated box that will plug into the phone line where you basically dialed movies up or dialed shows up. It was like a little box. HBO, you had a regular cable box, but then HBO, I think, was the first premium. It had its own little box that was connected to the phone line. It was weird. But again, I remember going to my homie house and they had this playing. And there's a couple more movies here that I saw over his house because, again, he had HBO and he was like one of the few kids around the way that had it. So we would always go over his house and watch movies. His mom was cool as shit. She would let us come over. We watch a couple movies and we go back outside and start playing. Here's another one that I saw over his house. Beverly Hills Cop, the first one I saw over his house. And this is definitely during the summer break from school. Because during the winter, nobody really went over nobody's house, to be honest with you. This is definitely a summer movie for me. Jaws, definitely. It's definitely a summer atmosphere to it. Beachgoers. And this is a movie that I saw over another homie house. Again, summer break. Above the Law. And now, by the time we saw these movies, it was already out on, I think this was like a VHS tape that he had. So we watched that. This was one that I remember this one here because I ain't going to say the whole sophomore class, but damn near all of us cut class to go to, I never forget, is the movie. It was not there no more. That movie theater has been gone. But the movie theater in Cheltenham, Pennsylvania, to go see New Jack City. I remember a lot of us cut class. We didn't hooky. We just cut like I think our last two classes or something like that. God, it was a long time ago to go see New Jack City. Here's another one. This was a movie that I saw over the homie's house. Hard to Kill, Steven Seagal. So that's another Seagal. I think that was 2 Seagals. Yeah, 2 Seagals. And this is movies. Now, these I went to go to the theater to see. Both of these. Now, again, I'm not sure if they was in the summertime, but I enjoy these. They are summer movies to me. House Party 1 and 2. This is one. This is another movie that I went to go see over one of the homies' house. And yes, they did come over my house and watch movies too. Yes, they did. We just all kind of, you know, Total Recall. And this is one that everybody came to my house to watch. The Fly. This is one that I went to the theater to see. I was young when this one came out. Not too young, but, you know, teenager. Dick Tracy. Went to the theater to see this one. This shit right here was crazy. Menace to Society. I didn't see this in the theater. I just got this movie, I think, a year or two ago, and it's a really good movie. It's got Disturbia / Black Phone vibes to it. And that's summer of '84. Miranda did showcase this one. She actually got a 4K of this one. This is a really good movie, summer of '84. It's got, like, to me, it reminds me of Disturbia meets Black Phone. Not Black Phone, I say. I think it got that Black Phone vibe to it, but of course, it don't have that level. It's just got that vibe. Here's 2 movies that I saw, and I love both of these movies. I love them both. Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2. Fantastic movies. Men in Black, the original, because it's a Will Smith movie, Mr. Summer Blockbuster Man. You can actually put all of his earlier, for the most part, you can put his whole filmography on this list. You pretty much can. Because most of his movies, probably 9 out of 10 of his movies came out in the summer. AKA Mr. Summer Blockbuster Man. Bad Boys, the original Bad Boys. How can I not have my favorite trilogy? Back to the Future. And Back to the Future, I mean all of them. I'm not sure if they all came out in the summertime, but I know Back to the Future is one that me and the homies, we used to just, this was a movie, all 3 of these actually, is movies that we all used to just talk about, have fun with, watch. Just great movies. A good time here. This is a good time, and it's a really good memory for me, you know? And that's what a lot of these summer movies are all about. Good times, you know? Good vibes. Not a lot of horror movies in the summertime. More action movies, more fantasy movies, more big bombastic movies, you know, with the explosions and the effects and all of that. Terminator 2. I definitely remember going to the theater to see this one. Now, I'm not sure if it was in the summer or the winter, but definitely T2 is, to me, a blockbuster. And I equate blockbusters with the summertime, summer blockbuster, even if the movie didn't come out in the summertime. That's just me, though. I know for a fact this one came out in the summertime. I'm going to say I know for a fact because I remember going to go see this in the summertime. Me and my homie went to go see this one, Batman '89. I think I remember because I had like a little job at like a little meat store around my way. You know, I was a young kid out there hustling. I would go, not hustling like drugs, hustle, I mean legitimate work. I was out there, like I would go to the little meat store. We had a meat store. It wasn't too far from my house. I would go there and bag. I would just, when people check out, I'd be standing at the end of the register, like bagging their groceries. And I do pretty good on the little tips. They leave you a couple, little handful of change here, $1 here, $2 here. So I did that. And then after a while, the owner of the store, when I got a little bit older, they used to let me clean the meat cases, help clean the meat cases and stuff. It was pretty cool. Yeah, Batman '89. And of course, how could you not have Independence Day? Probably one of the biggest summer movies ever. Independence Day. So, now that was, to be honest with you, to be fair, that was like 30 movies. But I count the 1 and 2s, like House Party 1 and 2 as one entry. So, that's my list of movies that I consider summer movies for me. Big movies for the summer. And, yeah. Thanks for watching. Miranda, thanks for the idea. And again, I got the idea for the list from Miranda. Miranda's Movie Madness. She put out a phenomenal list. I enjoyed her list. So I said, okay, I'll go ahead and do one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.